guys, we're going to read a story today, but before we start, I want to show you how to find it in your Earth Week packet. So you should have gotten this Earth Week packet in the mail, or if you didn't, you can go on Google Classroom and print it out. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this packet and you're going to go to the very last page. And so on the very last page, it looks like this. And I want you to go to this page that shows Don't Be a Litter Monster. And it's got each page, as we read through the story, that I want you, while I'm reading, to be following along with in your packet, okay? So remember, I'm going to take my packet all the way closed. I'm going to go to the last page. That means there's no pages after this, and that's where I'm going to find my story, okay? So today, we're going to read a story called Don't Be a Litter Monster by Lindsay Custer. So if we look on our front cover, we can see that there is something in this trash can. That must be our litter monster, and we're learning how not to be a litter monster. This is the litter monster. He eats everything in sight. He thrives on trash and pollution, and he never turns off the light. He would rather drive than walk, and he buys way more than he needs. The litter monster thinks it is a way of life, but really it's just greed. So this is our litter monster, just like we predicted at the beginning. And it looks like he thrives on some interesting things, and thrive means he lives off of them. So the first thing is he eats everything in sight. He also thrives on trash and pollution. Well, that's not very good. He never turns off the light. He would rather drive than walk, even if it's a short distance. And he buys way more than he needs. So those are some pretty bad qualities that our litter monster has. I wonder how we're going to learn how not to be a litter monster. Oh, look, let's see. Excuse me, I say. Why is it that you don't care? Don't you see what you're doing here and up there? You see, little monster, I used to be just like you. I used to be wasteful and want everything brand new. Until one day, all of the pollution caused a cough that would not go away. I tried to take medicine, but I still coughed night and day. Oh, so we have a new character here. So we have the litter monster, and we have this new character, but it doesn't tell us her name. And she used to be just like the litter monster. She used to be wasteful and want everything brand new. Until one day, she got a cough that would not go away even when she took medicine. I wonder how her actions caused that cough to happen. It all changed when I learned about 3 very special R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. They're really not that hard. The first R is reduce, which means to use less and not waste, like turning off the water after you've squirted out your toothpaste. Oh, so there's 3 special R's that can help us not be a litter monster. The first one is reduce, and that means to use less and not waste. So this character right here is reducing how much water they're using by turning it off after they put toothpaste on their toothbrush. The second R is reuse, which means to use something over and over rather than throw it out. Reusing items will make the earth a cleaner place, without a doubt. Oh, so our second R, our first one was reduce, and our second one is reuse, which means to use something over and over rather than throw it out. So instead of getting brand new things all the time and throwing out old things, we're using things again and again so we don't use as much trash. You can see here, this girl here is using a glass cup, which is reusable because you can wash it and use it again. You don't have to throw it away like a plastic or a paper cup. The third R is recycle, which means to use materials from old items to make something new, like recycling bottles, cans, and newspaper. It's very easy to do. Oh, so this is our third R. Remember, our first one is reduce, second is reuse, and our third one is recycle. Recycle means to use materials from old items to make something new. and it tells us a bunch of things that are recyclable, like bottles, cans, and newspaper. And you can see this character right here has a newspaper, which I bet he's going to recycle. The little girl begged, "Will you please, little monster, give those 3 special R's a try? With your help, there will be less pollution in the sky." The litter monster sat and listened to what the little girl had to say. Then he stood and shouted, "I will change my ways today." After that, the little girl and the litter monster became dear friends. They'll follow the 3 R's until the very, very end. Oh, so the little girl was able to convince and teach the litter monster how to be less wasteful and how to use the 3 R's, which are reduce, reuse, and recycle. And because he's able to use the 3 R's, there's going to be less pollution in the sky, which must be why she had her cough. So they're working together to make the earth a cleaner and a better place. How nice! And that is the end. Hi, first grade. I'm so excited to tell you that we're starting a brand new unit in science. We're going to be learning how we can protect the earth in different ways, and we're going to talk about Earth Day, which is this week. That's so exciting. So to start us off today, I want to go over some vocabulary words. The first word is protect, and protect means to keep safe from harm. So one of the big things we're focused on this week is protecting the earth and where we live from harm. Well, where we live is called something really special. It's called a habitat. And a habitat is the home of a plant or animal. And we, even though we don't look like it, are a type of animal, and we live in a habitat just like other animals and plants. And so we need to protect our habitat, which is the earth. Our next word is pollution, and pollution is what we need to protect from. Pollution is when gases, smoke, or trash make the air, water, and land dirty. And so that's when we get things like smog, and we get gross water, and we gotta protect the earth from pollution. And there's a bunch of different ways we can do that we're gonna talk about this week. But one of them is to conserve. And conserve means to save and use carefully. So we're gonna learn how we can conserve different things this week to protect our earth. Well, one thing that we're going to learn about this week is recycling. And recycle means to use materials from old items to make something new. So instead of having to make a new thing every time, we can recycle materials, and instead of buying something new and having to make something new, we can use the stuff we already have to make something new. And so, for example, this boy right here, he has a newspaper. Did you know that recycled newspaper can be turned into egg cartons? There's some really good question as to why should I recycle it. It kind of seems like a hassle, kind of seems like it takes a lot of time. It really doesn't. It's really, really quick. Instead of putting your recyclable items in the trash, you put them in the recycle bin, which is that blue bin that we have at school, where we like to put like papers and stuff. Well, we recycle so that we can limit how much we're throwing away, because a lot of things that we throw away just kind of get put into a big hole, and they stay there for a long time because it takes a long time for them to break down and decay. Instead of having them sit there and cause pollution, we can recycle them into new things, like egg cartons, or sometimes people will make bracelets out of old plastic bags, or some people will make clothes and shoes out of recycled stuff. So instead of having them sit there and cause pollution, which is very harmful, we get to save them and make something new. And it also lessens how much new stuff we have to buy because we can just reuse things that we already have. Isn't that so exciting? Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. There are lots of things that we can recycle to help keep our waste down and to reuse. The three main things that we can recycle are aluminum, which is a type of metal that we see in like soda cans, paper and cardboard, and plastic. So all of these can be reused multiple times. So we're going to look at a couple little stickers and we're going to put them in the right spot. The first one we have is this bag, and this is a plastic bag. It even says recycle on it. Oh, it's plastic, so it needs to go over here in our plastic bin, and we'll put that right on there. Our next one looks like a cereal box. Where do you think this one goes? You're right, cereal boxes are made of cardboard, and so he needs to go in our cardboard section. Our next one is an old milk jug. So this milk jug is empty because we want to make sure when we're recycling things, there's no food or drink in them because they can't be recycled and they get kind of gross. Where do you think a milk jug would go? You're right, it would go in plastic because milk jugs are made of plastic. So in plastic, we have our plastic bag and we have our milk jug. Our next thing we're going to recycle is this soda can. What do you think a soda can is made of? Do you think it's made of aluminum, paper and cardboard, or plastic? You're right, it's made of aluminum. It's made of a metal called aluminum, which is really recyclable. You can use it for a lot of different things. Our next thing is a soup can. Our soup can is empty, just like the milk jug, because we're not leaving food in our things. Where do you think this one goes? Aluminum, paper and cardboard, or plastic? You're right, it goes in aluminum. It's also made of the same kind of metal that a soda can is made out of. It's just a little bit thicker aluminum. Our next material is paper towels. Where do you think paper towels would go? Good job. It goes in paper and cardboard because paper towels are made of paper. Oh, here we have an old letter, or maybe it's just junk mail, but we want to get rid of it. Where should we put it? You're right, it should go in paper and cardboard. All of these things can be recycled and put in the recycling bin, and it's very important to remember that so that they can be reused. Ooh, I have a fork and a knife this time, but these aren't the metal kind. These ones are plastic ones that we use at like picnics and stuff. Where do you think this one goes? You're right, it goes in plastic because they're made of plastic. Good job. Okay, let's look at another one. Ooh, I have a can and it's old cat food, but it's an empty can. Where do you think our can's gonna go? You're right, it's gonna go with aluminum because it's made out of the same material as our tomato sauce can. Oh, here's a good one that we see a lot. This is a plastic water bottle. It's an empty water bottle because we don't want to be wasteful. Where would a plastic water bottle go? You're right, it would go in plastic because it's made of plastic, just like all of these other materials. Ooh, we get these for breakfast sometimes. It's a juice box. It's an empty juice box. Where do you think a juice box would go? Did you say plastic? That's not quite right. Juice boxes are actually made out of paper and cardboard, so it would go right here with these guys. We have one more thing to figure out where it goes. Do you think you can help me? Okay, our last one is this hairspray can. Ooh, hairspray cans are interesting. They have to be all the way empty. That means there's no hairspray left in them before we recycle them. Where do you think this one goes? In aluminum, you're right. Cans tend to be made from the same material, which is all aluminum. You did a very good job, and now we have a display of things that we can recycle to go up on our wall. Awesome job, guys. All right, guys, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your Earth Week packet, which looks like this, just like we did when we read Don't Be a Litter Monster, but we're not going to go to the last page. Instead, what I want you to do is I want you to turn one page. And this page looks like this, and it says, let's recycle. And on this page, you need to list 10 things that you can recycle. And then I want you to draw a picture of something that you can recycle. You can draw more than one picture. You can draw only one picture. But you need to draw a picture of something that you wrote here that you can recycle. When you're all done writing your list and drawing your picture, you can color in the letters of recycle. You can color in the border. You can color in your picture. You can color in this recycle symbol. That's up to you. That's all you have to do for science today after you've watched the whole video, okay? Have fun.